Mzansi, the river on One Magic has maintained its position as one of South Africa's top telenovas over the years. However, Mzansi, the award-winning show is seeing high-profile exits, such as Hlomla Dandala, who has now explained why he left. And furthermore, Mzansi is a buzz. And this is what they had to say about Hlomla Dandala's interview. Hey, Mzansi. Hello and welcome to Entertainment News, Mzansi. If you're new to my channel, you're here for the stories, go ahead, click the subscribe button and, of course, Mzansi, the bell, and you'll never miss an update. Now, Mzansi, Dandala portrayed the character of Lindiwe Dikana's husband, Zweli Dikana, in the river for 5 years. Now, a TikTok video of his interview on Newsroom Africa went viral, with him explaining why he left. Now, this actor said if you play a character for too long, it's hard to get other acting roles with versatility. If you have established yourself as a leading man and you play something that establishes you being quite weaker, if you don't get out of that fast enough, it's difficult. It gets harder and harder over time. Now, in the river, one was happy with the character for a long time. However, it started growing apart in terms of creativity. The actor then decided to take control of his career, adding if he stayed, it would have started ruining his career. He further reiterated the way the show is designed, it would affect his chances of getting other roles. Now, the producers were generous enough in that they understood what I was saying. They were caught between a rock and a hard place, in that the structure of the show requires that one is duped, which is Zweli, and the other is duping, which is Lindiwe, eternally for the structure of the show. Now, telenovas are time-consuming. Main characters are expected to shoot for longer periods and daily. Dandala's exit from the show was announced in October, with other notable faces leaving, such as Big Brother Mzansi's host, Lawrence Malega, and Tengo Ngetezo. The actors left the show to pursue other opportunities. Now, in the past, there have also been appearances of Linda Mtoba as Nomonde and a crossover episode from The Queen on Mzansi Magic. Dandala appeared in a leading role on Netflix action drama Justice Served in July. Now, this is what some of the fans said. Jabulani said, Zweli Saqaluva and Hlomla Dandala are probably few actors in South Africa who can leave a show because of the direction of their character's storyline and still get more gigs. He further said, I understand why Hlomla Dandala left the show. At some point, I got tired of Zweli Dikana being oblivious to Lindiwe's evil deeds and not actually questioning a lot of things that happen around Lindiwe. While another fan said, I respect Hlomla Dandala's reason for leaving the river. Well, I here too respect Hlomla Dandala's reason for leaving the river, because at some points I also wanted him to, fight back and show us some macho when it came to his wife, Lindiwe Dikana. Let me know your thoughts after watching this interview on the comment section. I love to hear from you, but for now, I will bring you the updates hot, just the way you like it.
Let me start with the questions that I know people won't forgive me for not asking, because you're a straight talker yourself. Why did you decide to leave the river?
It was time. It was time. What do you want, the short answer or the long answer?
Well, we've got time today. Let's put it somewhere in the middle.
Generally, what tends to happen with any career is if you stay in any character for long enough, it's very difficult to then pivot away from it or to be perceived in any other way. If you've established yourself as a leading man, and you play something that establishes you as being quite weaker and kowtowing, right, and being the fool, if you don't get out of that fast enough, it's difficult. It gets harder and harder over time. And so in the river, one was happy with the character for a long, long time, and then after a while, we started growing further and further apart.
Sure.
In terms of creativity. And then it reached a point where I said, look, I need to manage my career. And part of that is I don't want to get locked into a situation that I really don't want to be in long term. It starts to damage your future.
Fair enough.
As an actor.
Was it a difficult conversation to have? Because, Zweli Dikana and Lindiwe Dikana are possibly, at the center of what the river has become for many people.
Sure.
The kind of couple to look to in the midst of all the uncertainty. That's the the consistency throughout the telenovela?
Look, the producers were generous enough in that they understood what I was saying.
Yeah.
And they were kind of stuck between a rock. I'm speaking on their behalf, and I apologize for that. But they were stuck between a rock and a hard place, in that the structure of the show requires that one is duped and the other is duping eternally for the structure of the show. And now you have an actor who's saying, listen, I can't be duped for 5 years straight. It starts to comment on me as an actor. It starts to affect my other work. And so, it was just one of those.
Yeah.
And it's natural. It's the natural evolution.